Hi, my name's Joe Bellick, and I'm the founding partner of the law offices of Bellick and Fox. We support the mesothelioma community by providing first quality legal representation to mesothelioma patients and their families. We're proud to support the Mesothelioma Applied Research Foundation so they can continue the work that they do every day on behalf of mesothelioma patients and their families.
At MRHFM, we exclusively help mesothelioma patients and their families. It's all we do.
This is why we are proud to sponsor the Mesothelioma Applied Research Foundation and its work to fund mesothelioma research and provide support services and education for patients and their families.
Welcome to this episode of MesoTV. My name is Julie White and I'm the Patient Services Director, and I'd like to welcome Brian Lepacek, who is our new Executive Director. Hi, Brian.
Good morning, Julie.
Today we're going to learn a little bit about you and the Meso Foundation. Could you please tell us a little bit about your background and what drew you to this role at the foundation?
Absolutely. Well, again, thank you for the invitation, and I appreciate being a topic for this MesoTV interview segment. My name is Brian Lepacek, and I have been an executive in the philanthropy sector of the nonprofit world for well over 25 years. I've had the privilege of working for organizations that dealt and addressed issues with HIV. They worked with youth services through the Boys and Girls Clubs. I've worked in disabilities services as well with the disabilities community and the deaf and hard of hearing community. And I had the privilege of also leading a hospital foundation in Chicago for about 10 years. So also worked on the fundraising side, on the patient provider side, and had the chance to really make a strong impact in our local metropolitan Chicago area, our service area of our hospital. I've also had the opportunity to work with national youth services organizations that were spread across 10 or 12 states, and made an incredible impact in the lives of young people who needed our services the most, and their families, to help them find a better route and make a better life for themselves. So had a lot of experience in the nonprofit world, but really my heart really lives in the healthcare sphere. And being able to find a role and an opportunity with the Meso Foundation that combines both the social services aspect of of my past life, past career, and also being able to still keep my hands in the scientific realm. So in terms of the scientific research, the other opportunities that Meso pursues, really is a wonderful combination of opportunities for myself. And I feel that the organization's in a position now where I can make an impact as a leader and work with the existing team and grow our team, and look forward to more and more exciting opportunities for the Meso Foundation in the future, and spur us on to our next quarter century of growth as an organization. So I'm thrilled to be with the Meso community now. I've had a great chance to get to meet the members of the community, folks who are impacted by the disease as patients, individuals who have been supporting those folks, our caregiving community for the Meso community, and also for the bereaved community, those who have lost someone to Meso. Meso is a cancer, and there is no cure for Meso or for cancer yet. But we are getting there. We are making strides, and this is our reason for existing, to support the community while those strides are being made and advances are being made in science to hopefully one day eradicate this cancer and all other cancers.
Indeed. And all this in 3 months that you've been here. Yes, you've certainly dug in. What has your personal experience been with mesothelioma, if any?
Well, my personal experience stems from a close family member who was diagnosed with meso after a long tenure in the military service. And he was diagnosed over 20 years ago. And unfortunately, like happens in many meso diagnosis cases, it was misdiagnosed at first, finally diagnosed correctly. But at that point in the disease progression, it was really about continuing care and palliative care at that point in his life, which was a very sad thing to understand this disease so late in its progression. And then all of a sudden, we are faced with making decisions that we thought we had a lot more time to make. And so, that episode and then that relationship still lingers in my mind, even though he's been gone for over 20 years. And it is still just something that is very impactful to me. So being able to, again, join an organization where I can make a difference, have an impact, where we as a team, we as a community can make a difference for folks, that help them get diagnosed earlier if their diagnosis, help them find treatment, support, resources, all of those pieces. That's most important for us at this point in my life. So again, very, very, very excited to be able to be part of that mission. The mission is very important, and we're going to make an incredible impact in the next coming years.
Indeed. And the misdiagnosis does happen, unfortunately, and that expert provider that we help patients to find is a big part of that. So that personal experience, how do you envision the foundation evolving over the next few years? And are there any opportunities that you see for making a greater impact, or for a greater impact, I should say, to be made?
Sure. The foundation, as many of us know, just celebrated our 25th anniversary as an organization. We're founded in 1999, and we're wrapping up 2024 right now. So we've seen our first quarter century of existence. And in that time, we have seen and assisted thousands of mesothelioma patients. And we have granted over $11.8 million of funds to meso research, both nationally and globally. So we've had a great impact to start. I think right now we're in a phase of upgrading our systems to keep pace with the changes in current technology. And we're going to be growing our team. So we're excited that we are poised for considerable growth as we head into our next 20-25 years. And particularly, we're going to begin to seek new avenues for our resource development, for our fundraising efforts. We want to expand our portfolio of new corporate and private funding partners. We want to explore opportunities for additional grant funding that is impactful to the programs that we offer back to the community. We have the ability then to, meet the ever-changing needs of our patients and caregivers, because folks' needs 20 years ago are very different than their needs are now. So we have to keep looking at what the needs of the community are. How can we evolve our services to make an impact? And how can we keep that a sustainable impact through sustainable funding as we move on into our next 25 years? So an exciting time of growth and opportunity here at the Meso Foundation, and we are ready to go. So,
indeed. If there's anyone who's watching who's new or just being introduced to the foundation, could you explain what type of services or resources do you believe that are most critical to patients and families who are affected by mesothelioma?
Sure. I'd love to touch on pieces of our portfolio of services that we offer. So I think one of the most important things that we offer is we offer access. We offer access to oncology staff. We offer access to meso experts nationally. We offer access right here on our own team to yourself and to your team as our oncology nurse and our patient services director, to really we cut out the intermediary. We offer that direct service, and we're able to then begin to provide information about treatment. We're able to talk through potential options that patients might have for a clinical trial once we understand what their needs and their diagnosis are. We have a travel grant program that assists patients and to make those consults that may be outside of their region or outside of their area, make those consults with meso specialists, or to enroll in clinical trials and be able to have access to that point of care where they need to go for those trials. We allow access to resources for complementary and integrative therapies. It's a huge part of the cancer care continuum and very impactful in many people's lives. We offer resources for the caregivers, both those who are giving care and offering care to folks on a daily basis, and really they're living their cancer journey alongside of the person who is living their cancer journey. So they're living parallel journeys, right? So we have to be able to support those folks, both emotionally and in whatever other ways that they need in terms of community support. We offer access to online resources. One of them is MesoTV. So episodes like this, not so much with someone who's on staff, but with meso experts who are from across the globe, who have a very specific niche of meso that they are experts in, and they can talk about treatment options, they can talk about clinical trials, they can talk about what you do after you receive the results from your clinical trial, they can talk about next steps, they can talk about aftercare. All these wonderful resources that we're able to offer just through the magic of online video, like any other video catalog. We offer private online support groups for folks at all stages of their meso journey and of patient care. Those who are newly diagnosed, there's an option to connect folks who are newly diagnosed with a peer-to-peer group, or find a peer-to-peer mentor, someone who's been on their meso journey for a number of years and can say, you know what, I've been there, I've done that, and here's what you can expect, and you can always reach out to me for information, maybe to make a new connection to someone, but offering that constant network of support that is so important to folks that are dealing with any type of cancer diagnosis. But meso is especially aggressive and invasive, as we know, and it's something that needs to be addressed accordingly. We also have online groups for treatment and post-treatment. So folks are in treatment currently, folks are in clinical trials or in post-treatment. We have online groups to support caregivers, to support individuals in the bereaved community, those who have lost a loved one that they may have been acting as a caregiver for, or they may just have lost someone who's an extremely close relative to them to meso. Joining the groups it's fairly easy, it's fairly simple. We just need to get to know you a little bit better before you join, and really kind of hone in on what your needs are as someone who's either a patient, a caregiver, or a member of our bereaved community. And then we can hook you up based on your specific needs. I think that there's just some wonderful accesses to resources that the foundation offers. And we also have the longer, more in-depth episodes of Meet the Mesothelioma experts. And so those are deeper dive conversations. Those look at specific scientific breakthroughs, scientific progress options. They look at treatment options on a much deeper level. And also they offer other things like legal options. What are folks' legal options after they've been diagnosed with mesothelioma? Again, our role is to provide resources and to kind of lay out the options for folks to make their own informed decisions about their care and their loved ones' care and their lives. And I think that's the most important role that we play as an organization. And I think that those resources will continue to grow as we expand over the coming years. Again, always trying to listen to the community, understand what their needs are, and really, let our CAB, our community board, be able to give us what they see the current needs and the current trends are, and their advisory capacity to us as an organization. The same way we lean on our scientific advisory board to let us know, what are the most successful trends in research, what should we be looking at funding as an organization, and really kind of keeping our community, both scientific and community, always in communication with each other, so we're all rowing in the same direction to have the greatest impact.
Yeah. I guess that leads me to my next question when you mentioned scientific, which is we know that mesothelioma is a rare disease and more research is needed to find new treatments. What role is the foundation playing in research for mesothelioma? And also, I guess after that, how can people help?
So I think the role that we play is primary in our mission. It's part of our name, right? Mesothelioma Applied Research Foundation. We're looking at research that we can apply to actual clinical situations and scenarios once it's approved by the FDA and move forward through those regular government processes, right? So the role the foundation plays is we offer a competitive funding opportunity for scientists and researchers to be able to apply for funding to the foundation. And then that grant is I believe it's a 2-year granting process. And folks are able to then, apply for these funds, continue their research, and make a difference with the results of their research and how that's going to impact the overall progress of scientific research towards a cure for mesothelioma. Some folks, some scientific investigators look at drug treatment options. Some look at other, drug interaction options. The research is wide and varied as it is in cancer, but we have our priorities of areas that we will fund as an organization, specifically keyed into mesothelioma and its specific needs as a cancer disease, and how we can begin to work towards continue finding a cure for this disease. So, I think that's one way that the community can help, is by making a contribution to the foundation. We have this competitive grant process every year. We get dozens of applications from around the globe, and our scientific advisory board helps us hone those applications down to ones that they think will have the most impact and be the most effective, moving research forward globally. So anybody who wants to make a gift and be part of that continuum of scientific research, they can do that right through our website as an organization. And that money goes right into that fund that it makes part of the competitive granting process. And then that goes right to our scientific researchers and primary investigators. So folks can have individuals can have an important impact on scientific research, because meso research is so specific, and it's very specific to a very specific disease and disease remedy. So I think we're in a great position for folks to feel that their gift is truly making an impact and making a difference.
Yes. Touching on that rarity of mesothelioma and the fact that it's not well known, the need to advocate for the disease to be recognized on a government level for funding. Can you speak to the advocacy efforts being made by the foundation?
Sure. So mesothelioma is considered a rare disease. It's considered a rare cancer, as defined by the CDC and by the government. And so rare meaning that in mesothelioma cases, we have 3,000 or less diagnoses per year across our country. And so that really puts us in a very niche category, but it's also a niche category with many other cancers that are similar, but you don't hear a lot about them. So I think that what that does for us is it gives us a very specific funding opportunity with the federal government. And so the government, through the Department of Defense, offers funding for research into rare cancers and rare diseases through a peer-reviewed process that we have been a part of for a number of years. Our challenge is always keeping ourselves in front of the folks that make those decisions to keep our position on that list. So to that end, the foundation encourages members of the community to advocate to their local governments and to their state governments and say, September 26th is International Mesothelioma Awareness Day. And we like to be able to go to our local officials and say, hey, we are fighting for a cure for this cancer. This is our day to make an impact, to make our mission and our message known to the community. So how can we get that message out there on the local level? On the state level, it works almost the same way. And at the federal level, we offer the opportunity to participate in an advocacy day or two on Capitol Hill every year. And that day usually comes when the Congress is looking to solidify their appropriations and their budgets for the coming federal year. And so that really gives our community a chance to come together to target the officials that need to be listening to our message and need to be, informed again what impact this disease has on the country and on the world and the number of people that are impacted by it. And also the fact that our scientific research can then, even though it's meso-specific, there can be other applications to other cancers that could be beneficial on a national and global level, right? So I think keeping ourselves in front of the officials that make those decisions, that make those official government appropriations, is key to the work of the mission of the Meso Foundation. Keeping our message out there, keeping it consistent, keeping it, again, in the ears of the right individuals who need to make those decisions so that we can continue to receive funding, both at a federal and state level, to continue research. That's one of the most important things we do on an advocacy level. So again, we always encourage folks who want to get involved in our advocacy efforts to reach out to the foundation, and we can then take your information and I'll align you accordingly with the right internal channels to make that happen at your state and local levels, or even at the national level.
So in closing, I'd like to thank you for sharing your time and all this amazing information. I did want to say, if a patient or family member wanted to get involved or to support the foundation, what is the best way they could get started?
Well, supporting the foundation is as easy as a click of your mouse or a tap on your phone screen. So you go to curemeso.org. These numbers will all appear at the bottom of the screen, and you can go right to our website and make a gift to research. You can make a gift in memory of a loved one. You can make a gift in honor of a current community member. We're always looking for individuals to take that first step, make that first gift. Let us know that you care. Let us know that you want to be involved. And that's one of the most important things you can do as a supporter of the foundation. Folks looking for information can drop an email to info@curemeso.org. That email comes into our team, and it is triaged right to the person that needs to address the question or address the person who wants to become involved. Or you can call our toll-free helpline. It's 877-363-6378. And that phone number will connect you right to a foundation staff person who will then be able to direct your query right to the specific team member that can address your question or your need, and again, move the conversation forward to help get you more involved with the organization. Also, you can follow us on Facebook. You can follow us on LinkedIn. All of those social platforms we have a presence on. So please go ahead and go online and click on follow. And we promise not to bombard you with too much information, but just enough to keep you abreast of what is going on in the meso community, and again, how you can make a difference and help those who need us the most.
I think it's fair to say this has been very helpful and informational, and thank you again.
My pleasure, Julie. Thank you for the opportunity.